welcome to tonight's Skeptic Bible Study. Everyone, look under your seat. That's right, everyone gets an atonement as we continue the book of Joshua as he gives Judah's atonement. We speak about Caleb's daughter, hopefully Cambria and Caleb, and the atonements for Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim. Also, actually, like a billion more names, but I'm pretty sure we're going to sing it. Anyway, won't you join James W. and myself, Amy Newman, for a land-grabbing good time in Joshua chapters 15 and 16. Why, thank you for joining us out there on the interwebs. That's right. We are having our Skeptic Bible Study, which is basically like a normal Bible study, only we get a little bit naughtier with the actual text.
As you can see, the sun is still out, so hey, we're early.
That's right. Yeah. And can you guys see that? I can't actually go too much closer to it. I have to actually back up a little because I will burn. But yes, we are at almost kind of normal daytime. Woo! And I do want to thank you. And if you enjoy the show, please don't forget to like and to subscribe. But we actually do appreciate it. I can't help it. When you hit the like, it goes in the algorithm. And when you subscribe or follow, and hit that all button icon, you become part of the Skeptic and Ranting community. Because we like to rant. And most of us were skeptic. Though even the conspiracy theorists call themselves skeptics. So
even if you don't enjoy the show, just like and subscribe anyway.
Yes, exactly. Just hate watch.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
YouTube can't tell the difference. The view is the view, right?
Exactly. And we will say hello to everybody in a second. However, we really do have to bring him out. He has been roasting and toasting. We, I believe, have a 5 trillion year contract with him. And so, Gilbert, what are we about to read?
Some of you may be new to this abomination of a study. These schmucks begin by reading each episode's chapters along with the annotations on the side for funsies. The hosts are a tiny bit special, so don't mind if they butcher or replace everybody's name with something completely horrible or stupid. However, the gibberish that spews forth from their face holes will still be an attempt at reading this book from cover to cover, which I'm sure has tons of wisdom or an insight on whether we can or cannot put things up our butt. If you have time to waste screaming internet memes at random strangers, then join the Discord. Or scream at them personally at your YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch streams. Finally, don't forget to support these idiots doing more lame shenanigans at Amy Newman's Patreon page. All right, schmucks, back to you.
Woo! Thank you so very much, Gilbert. We hope you enjoy roasting and toasting in hell as much as we enjoy selling timeshares right song aligned with you. And yes, you can find our Patreon at patreon.com/Amy Newman. We also have a ton of unique perks for you, as well as our Twitch at subscribers. It's always a little bit odd to me because you have YouTube subscribers and then you have Twitch subscribers, but they're not just your followers. They are like your followers, but they are like YouTube channel members. Don't cross paths. Okay. Anyway, we have many fantastic people that support us, including Calasia. Oh, as I
basically
meant to do that. Thank you so very much, Calasia. Reminding us that women just trigger religious people. I honestly think they make so much jokes that women just are naturally in their place. However, if women were naturally in their place, it's just odd how like all of these Abrahamic religions have to be like, do you want your women bagged or plastic? How do you go? But yes, no, totally. You do that because women wouldn't be controlling you if you didn't do that. Do. Anyway, we sending love to, as well as Rubiks, sending so much love to Emily as we trigger again the creationists for being alive.
Not that hard to do. Not hard to do.
Literally, James, our existence, the more I try to wrap my mind around like the Bud Light thing, like it is everything. By the way, if you had to take a list of everything that the religious conservatives, traditional, whatever you want to call them, have complained about for the last 5 years, they are that thing now. Okay? Like, I really don't
they were
get
freaking out about the Starbucks cups that didn't say Merry Christmas.
James, how dare they? Listen, capitalism has
foaming out mouth over coffee cups.
Yes, exactly. When corporate companies do the least amount possible, we need to get angry, James. We need to get really angry. Why does it affect us in any way possible, in any shape or form ever? No. It is literally the definition of a first world problem. Like,
you can't even say Merry Christmas anymore, Amy. You can't say those words.
Can't. It's illegal. James, if you say the moment you say Merry, they just are like,
the Wolfe police will immediately descend. And,
I'm just saying. Yeah. But yes, so like, you're trying to cancel someone. You are trying to take something that a celebrity, once again, who sells Maybelline? Who sells Bud Light? Do you buy any of these products for celebrities? I thought you guys were the people that were like, celebrities. Holy shit. I don't know, James. I cannot wrap my mind around it. Like, they say, like, woman face. No, these are just clothes. Do you understand why blackface is offensive?
I mean, it's almost like by freaking out the way that they are, it's kind of like admitting that she's a big thing, that,
James?
By their response.
Did you know who Dylan Mulvaney was 6 months ago?
No,
you didn't.
No clue.
Did you know Drag Queen Story Hour a year ago?
Hundreds of trans people who have channels on various social media sites. It's not unheard of. Have you ever ran into another trans person with a social media presence, Amy? Have you ever heard
Exactly.
of any of those?
Can you imagine them actually giving, a sponsor to someone who just, I don't know, did something like a sport, or I'm trying to think what their other, or was an actor.
Yeah.
I don't know. Amazing. I know, all these issues, they just seem like first world problems. Anyway, Davegar, finding us the world is round.
Thanks, Dave.
Round and oh so 4.5 billion years old, because that's my new thing. It really isn't old. It's old because 4.5 billion years is old to us. Yes,
in terms of the total age, it's not even Earth is like middle age. It's not even,
Yes, the star really is
super
about
old.
halfway.
Yeah,
Still got a good chunk.
What was I watching? Some MC Toon the other day. He always triggers those flat earthers so much. He really gets them worked up. He really gets them animated.
I don't know what it is about flat eartherism, but they do have to have a very thin skin. Like when you go on a lot of their forums or a lot of their discords or a lot of their anything. Well, first of all, I've seen many round earthers get banned or kicked from flat earth forums. And then on Discord, oh my goddess, it's like you have to have I had to have a high level of verification just to get in this Earth Awakens freaking Discord that supposedly this is where a lot of these freaking flat earthers, because I'm trying to get into more of that. Physics is, I feel like a degree. I have to a step up. I have my biology fairly, and I take biology classes. However, I still think that it's very important that, I don't know, some of these flat earthers get countered. As much as I got MC Toon's name wrong, it's people like him that are doing the Unlord's work.
Absolutely.
Davegar.
Thanks,
We're
Dave.
never going to have fast shoutouts. I want to have fast shoutouts, but there's just so much bullshit. There's just so much. Faster.
Not necessarily
F-U-C-U-S. Yes, faster. That's right. I forget which comedian said it, but I started calling myself older. That sounds better. You're not old. And Davegar and Senator Cato sending so much love.
Cato.
The separation of church and state is what separates us from a theocracy. That's what they kind of want. They both have wet dreams about theocracies. The Christians and been mostly, sedated. And the Muslims, well, a lot of their states have theocracies. Do you ever see articles about how the Taliban, there are certain members within the Taliban that are talking with their leaders or communicating that they are not adjusting well to office life? Oh my God. If I've ever wanted to create a sitcom.
You mean since now they're not fighting, they're a government now?
Yes.
That's kind of like the dog chasing the car. Then when he catches it, it's like, okay, what do I do now? They've been chasing this shit for so long, killing people, which is probably why that's what they do. They find some people breaking Sharia law and execute them, because that's all they've been doing for God knows how long.
James, it's just not the same. You can't commit jihad with a pen.
Let's go find some gay people and we'll execute them for fun.
That's true. Roofs still exist, right? That's still a thing. Christians love shouting that one out. We don't throw you off roofs.
They do.
All right, there you go. Anyway, thank you, Senator Cato. Sending love. Rachel Holen, the fabulous, the amazing,
Rachel.
the one and only, sending so much love out there. And also reminding us that if you're taking people without their consent, you're a D-bag. But if you are tying femboys to your chair because they have consented, it's kind of hot. We should have a femboy counter of how many we can collect. What are we talking about? Anyway, sending love to Rachel Holen. James, we should always be talking about femboys. We should have a pipeline.
Comes up quite a bit. Yeah. It's a recurring theme around here.
That's another one I get. Once again, I did not create these. They're too stupid for me. No. I shouldn't say that. That's almost patting myself on the back. How should I word this? I'll just say them. But they say things like you're trying to get rid of gay people while being trans. Trying to destroy the sexes. James. Here we go to the sexes. Dent.
It's going to be bloody. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Exactly. Yeah. I have to destroy every chromosome, too. It's amazing. There's tools for this, probably, somewhere. Next to the potty police.
If not, we'll just fake it. We'll just say it.
Exactly. Fake it to
Yes, Amy, you have 2 X chromosomes. There you go. Just say it. It makes it true.
I was supposed to do that, and then I saw someone sent in their Shane. Okay, so the Sinister Porpoise for $2. Holy Sinister Porpoise. Not lying. That is badass. So that was about to say 4.0 GPA this semester.
GPA.
Yes, I'm bragging. Once again,
that's really good for you.
Incorrect. 4.0. 4.0 GPA.
4.0.
If you are unfamiliar with the American undergraduate, I think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same graduate. With our grading system here, it's a 4 out of 4 GPA system, a grading point system
really
in college.
Good. Yeah.
That's kick ass. So congratulations, Sinister Porpoise. You heard me Freudian slip at the very beginning. I am very proud because I am an all C sped student, and I think I graduated undergraduate with like 3.2 or 3.4, and graduate with 3.6. That's the highest I have ever done in college. So I'm taking that and running. But 4.0 is fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good.
That is, I mean, holy moly. You're going to be a great teacher or a great coder. You're going to be a great programmer.
Software designer.
And I also need to give a shout out to Shane. It's not showing up in the StreamYard side, but it doesn't matter. I see it here in the YouTube side. Who says, you get an allotment, and you get an allotment.
What is it?
That's right. Everyone gets an allotment. You can actually send in, I believe, like a free super chat worth of thing if you're a member every month.
Like your...
Okay. And so we have Shane Bilowitz's. You can see it. I guarantee in the chat. I may lurk. And so I see it. So sending love to Shane Bilowitz and the Sinister Porpoise. Thank you so very much for all of that love and support.
Thanks,
and yes, you should be bragging. And I'm going to send love to everybody in a second. We're going to get through it. We're going to muscle.
Power our way through it.
Sending love to James Wolfe. Because we still do late night podcast, even for this is still 7. Yeah, and we'll do more late night podcasts to come. We're probably going to do now podcasts at all sorts of times, but we love our late night podcast because I think James and I are just naturally late night people, And so there is that, but we'll do podcasts more and more.
Life gets in the way sometimes.
Yes, though I will say I am. I keep on getting moved for good reasons, but I think I am going to get my my grip on this because I want us to go back to a good schlopping topping of 2 to 3 a week. That was a weird way of saying it, but I'm saying it. And then I also have been trying to look at our premieres, and it's going to be not only more premieres, I still may just promote or put up some of our open mics or some of our other clips, and so more to come. I also have Skeptic Gaming that should just be happening. I have to talk with Rachel, and that first episode should be coming soon. And James, I'll tell you, maybe I'll convince you to play Minecraft. But
maybe if I have time, I'll watch.
Woo! What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a live stream, and then I'm going to edit that down to a a 20 or 30-minute version. So, because I've seen other gamers do that, and I really want everyone to be getting content. So I want if you like video games, you can join the game, you can watch us play the game. Or if you just want to hear skeptic content, there is going to be an open link to either join the StreamYard or the Discord. I got mod powers in both, baby. And so does James and Rachel and everybody. And so you'll be able to join, and we'll also debate with creationists because I cannot help myself. There is no reason not to, if we're live, not to debate creationists. So look forward to that. Anyway, sending so much love, sending love to Rachel and James. Exactly. And Dale Pastel, we send love because we're just looking for a little bit of empirical evidence. Doesn't have to be a lot. And let me tell you, the obfuscation, and if you don't know what that means, it means trying to be avoidant and be a bullshit artist that I get for, just not having to
muddy the waters. Yeah.
James, why would we even need physical if he's outside time and space? Okay, is he everywhere? Why does that matter? Well, I don't know if you know where everywhere is, but the physical world, it's a lot of it. If you just look to your left and right. But no, James, he can only do those magic tricks 6,000 years. Well, whenever the,
Yeah, he just decided he's not going to do that anymore. So, yeah.
Yes.
Because
he retired. Decided. He had a Vegas gig back then. It was in Sodom and Gomorrah. Something happened to it. And now, James, that's
the people thousands of years ago, they got the actual evidence. They got to see it with their own eyes. They got to witness it. We're told we just have to have faith. And if we can't, too bad.
That's also the origin story of Rehoboth Beach. Anyway. Also love to Chris Disciple. We have many. Not only is Chris awesome and an amazing human being, but we do have many skeptic Christians, theists, all sorts of stripes. We have skeptic Muslims and Jews that come on. Friendly Muslim doesn't come on. We need to get Friendly Muslim on here. Oh my goddess. I literally, I feel like I set it up to where it sounds like a joke, but it's not a joke. But he was the new host of He Ate Tawa.
Who's that?
Friendly Muslim. He was his new partner. His entourage, who converted him towards the last few months, they had left him. I don't know if he had disagreements because he had such weird views, unorthodox views about Islam, or if they decided maybe being around a guy who couldn't be 5 feet next to Chuck E. Cheese wasn't like a good sales point for Islam.
Not good for their brand.
Yeah. Either way, I guess friendly Muslim.
Yeah.
Islam, ladies and gentlemen. There's like a prophethood, ladies and gentlemen. Not a really big fan of any prophet. Can't think of any because 2 prophets that I know of were probably bullshit artists. And after that, well, not only that, the much newer prophets were also bullshit artists. And then any older than that, and they didn't exist. Funny how that works. Anyway, sending love to our 3 captain commanders of the girl deck. Ian Davenport! Woo! Thank you so much, Ian, reminding us that we have a heart for you, as we do not take watchmaker arguments, any of these nonsense bullshit apologetics that they can't come up with new. James, have you heard a new apologetic in the past year, 2?
No.
Like
pretty much the same.
It's always like Kalam and the argument, argument from trees. Look at the trees. The watchmaker. It is the prime mover. The contingency argument.
Sometimes they'll restate it. They'll restate it a little differently. It might sound new, but when you
sometimes
boil it down,
they just presuppose it.
Same shit. Yeah.
Biblically speaking, of course. I forgot that I was supposed to set up a debate with him. Ultimated, I'm sorry. Tell you and your partner that I would love to have you both on for a debate. I'll bring the lotion. It'll be a good time. Anyway, sending love to that part. Sending love to Matt Deig. Seriously, another thing I argue about like once a week. It's just a theory, James. Just a theory. Maybe you should just take a science class.
Just a theory.
It's a framework of facts.
Basically, just a guess, pulling stuff out of your ass.
Oh, I know. Which once again, that's a hypothesis. And yet I get that repeatedly.
Oh, you know what they like to say, like Donnie and his crew, like they like to call it, oh, that sounds like storytelling. So if we tell them what the scientific consensus is,
how is
like,
that a projection?
You're just doing storytelling. Yeah.
James, but you know what's not a story? Hi, James.
Well, no, because that's actual, literal, verifiable history. That's history. All this crap about you being related to anteaters, that's a story.
Once again, the amount of animals that they get triggered by, too. Please, if you are a skeptic out there, just toss it down. Just, like, throw it away. If you see them bring up a common ancestor map, common ancestry, and it looks halfway decent, and it's from a science textbook that you think, hi, baby girl, that you think looks like it's made for 3rd graders, defend it. That's what it's supposed to look like for 3rd graders. They obviously need
not meant to be comprehensive or, not represent the cutting edge of scientific advancement on the topic.
And in some ways, I mean, when it comes to evolution, it's the stuff we know really well. Like, it's stuff we know so well that we are teaching it in these simplified charts. Like, the line that says million years, yeah, there's a reason for it goes there and there, and then it branches off there and there and there and there and there. But they try and make fun of the chart. And then the other thing is storytelling. What does that sound like? I mean, and what I get when I often point out projection is they go, "No, that's a good argument." But you have a holy book. You are projecting. You are giving us a no, you. You were just the first one to bring it up because you were insecure.
Did you want to go ahead and observe a moment of silence for the Brett Keane channel?
It came back up. So
no, this
he's.
Oh.
So Brett Keane's channel did go down. He said he got a warning or a strike or something for not having content or something that they liked. And I would just, my only thing to Brett Keane would be to...
Oh, he's bad.
I would just say, accept yourself if you don't like it. Now, if you like yourself, okay, this is my warning, because I can't be in your head. Okay? I can only go by what I've been told. Just accept yourself. And lay down all of these. Well, the other thing is, he has... I mean, here's my thing, what I would say. Because he likes Adam Lore. And I think Adam Lore is a cool guy. I know that he some of my atheists view him as contrarian. But, like, I just wish that from someone who was a Malpheus position, and from someone I now know has a past that conflicts with Abrahamic religions, as I drop my pen, wouldn't it just be easier to drop all that shit? Wouldn't it just be easier to drop all the baggage of religion, all of the phoniness? I mean, look at Adam. He's an example of someone who doesn't believe in evolution, who doesn't believe in the Big Bang, and yet he's an atheist. Probably the only one I have ever met ever. But I know Adam. I've talked to him a few times. I mean, as much as I know people talking to them online, and it'd be a no true Scotsman for it to be like, oh, he doesn't get to fit in our science group because of atheism plus or whatever made up thing that they've made throughout the years.
Yeah.
Nope. He's an atheist. And look at all the baggage he doesn't have to go through. Just feels good. And it's a weird clarity. It's like the weird purity that, like, the religious people are always trying to get through and find. Like, they want to find that right denomination, James. They're going to find our opinion that matches with the true faith. And you can see how happy when people think they have it, when they're like, oh, James. We ask them how right they are in, you know, the First Baptist Church over the Second Baptist Church, and they are 100%. They're like, okay, calm down. But, okay. Also, conveniently, coincidentally, when they ask us what would change our mind, and if we say, well, we're 99% sure that nothing will, you'd have to have good evidence that 1% would convince us in a God, they go, oh, do you see that, folks? They only have 1% of their mind open. And it's like, yeah, we're convinced that something isn't true. However, we could always be wrong. Could always be wrong. And all right, I think we only have one last one left. Thank you, Ian, Matt, and last, but certainly not least, because he's the theme of the show. We're sending love to Regos, reminding us that we have a Skeptic Bible Study. We are knee-deep in Joshua, if you get what I mean. And that is to say that halfway through Joshua's life, he literally had to make a plea to God to say, I'm still fit. I can still kick ass. Don't just throw me out. Whew. James, the prophet business is tough, let me tell you. And no one seems to remember. I know. He doesn't even get to be like a big one like Moses or Noah, even though he's right after.
Or like the 2 prophets we took a look at the other day.
Yeah. James, it's amazing at the prophets that we seem to come looking for snake oil. You 2 prophets, indeed. But thank you, Regos. Thank you, all of our supporters. Thank you, everyone. And
Caught in the middle had a question here.
What's that?
Caught in the middle had a question here.
Why does religion need to be trashed, particularly that don't tell anyone else not to believe or think for themselves? I'll give you a good reason why we think so, is that we think that religion is the #1 superstition. Like, it's not just does everyone like the color purple and do you like vanilla or chocolate ice cream? And we need to convince other people. Like, religion actively does harm to society, or at least I'm convinced so. I think James is convinced so. Now,
I think so.
Do we think that you or other theists are going to, do we think you're going around physically just punching people because of your religion? No, that's not what we think. But, when you get rid of, best case scenario, you have your religion and it feels good and it may not be true. And so you just get to enjoy it. And you also get to think your loved ones go somewhere else. I think that's also another powerful motivator. And you get to go somewhere else. Not saying you believe in that, but it's one of the big ones why I think the bad comes from religion. I use this for Islam, but it applies to many of them. That when you remove the fear of death, it allows you to do not almost anything, but a lot of things that we wouldn't do if we thought we were still going to die. I think it wouldn't be a bunch of atheists sending themselves into towers.
Well, take Beamsy's religion. So we don't spend a lot of time attacking that because it's very benign and it really, the way he describes it, it really doesn't have anything to do with the natural world, so it really doesn't affect anything in reality. I still don't think he has good reason to believe in it, but it doesn't really seem to be harmful. So if that's what he wants to believe, it's not going to hurt anything. But most religion is not quite that disconnected from the physical world.
And I'll answer one more, and then we'll give the video, or I'll send shout-outs really quickly, and then I'll give a video, and then we'll talk Bible study.
We spend most time on the Abrahamic faith because it's the one that we have access to, and we hear it the most, we see it the most. It's always in our faith.
But if you'd like us to criticize other faiths, bring them on.
It's among the most, I think, harmful versions of religion. So,
but there was also, that was it. All right. That one. Yes, James and I have actually had I don't want to say a debate over this, but a conversation over this. Even T-Jump, or you could read James, doesn't matter. Or even T-Jump, who's more harsh than 99%?
More harsh than 99% of atheists think religion can do good for some. I would agree. Yeah, maybe for some people it can do good. Nothing is. I don't think anything is completely good or completely bad. There are certainly good sides to it, but think overall the effect is hard, regardless of maybe some benefits here or there to some people. Overall, the effect I think is negative.
And all right, I think we are going to go into categories, and then I'll say hello to everybody as we start our Bible study. Or actually, you know what? Screw it. Tsunami, Michael Smith, Caught in the Middle, Big Bang Mama, Pookykins, Binge Thinker, which is Praise I Am That I Am. Everybody, Hill Hugger, Simos Funk, KCA, Ogre, davegar, Beamsy, Sinister Porpoise, Coffee Mom, Sage Ohio, Wesley, what's up? Flum, Sage Ohio, Sumami, and everybody. As I say hello, we're about to go into our Bible study. James, you know, there may be categories.
Categories, she said?
Before we begin, I'm going to start by going over the specific Bible we'll be reading, along with some helpful category marks. Categories, you say? Why, yes I do. You see, we're going to be reading from the Skeptic's Annotated Bible, an entire King James Bible lovingly fawned over by a skeptic who decided he would add his own notations. These are little flagpoles of sanity put in use to remind us that, hey, maybe slavery is evil, including categories like absurdity, injustice, and cruelty, but also a good amount of intolerance, contradictions, and conflicts with science or history. That doesn't mean it's not packed full of misogyny, false prophecy, and some questionable biblical family values. Now, we won't skip the good parts that the Bible has, only that these passages seem far fewer in number than any priest or pastor seems to suggest. So without further ado, won't you come join the skeptic crew?
Woo!
Woohoo!
I'm going to take a sip. All right. With that, we are gonna change to face cams, and then I'm gonna bring up the Bible. Alrighty then. In fact, we are going to sing half of this chapter. Because if I'm being honest with you, half of it is nothing but names. We are getting duped again, James. Like hardcore.
It's been a while, so I guess we're due for a good duking.
It feels good once you're out of it, though. Probably.
Get your dukes up.
As you can tell how exciting this chapter is. That's okay. We're going to make it exciting. As the Bible should be. Not your mom and dad's Bible. The blasphemous Bible. Anyway, we're reading Joshua chapter 15. But in the previous Skeptic Bible study, Joshua divides the conquered. We continued the book of Joshua as he divided the conquered and unconquered land. Yeah, you wonder where all this land came from? Oh, last chapter. Anyway, then God distributed the land lot by lot as we conquered our way to a good time in Joshua chapters 13 and 14. In this episode, everyone gets an atonement, and you get an atonement, and you get an atonement.
God's like a Santa Claus.
Whew. He must Must have had so much. He must have poofed that land into existence because he's God, right? Right? Probably.
No. He can't do that. The only thing he could do is take land that other people already live on and have those people killed. He can do that.
That also feels good.
Coming up with new land that nobody lives on, I mean, that's a little difficult for a god anyway.
James, when they meant all powerful, they didn't mean like all and powerful. That'd be ridiculous. They mean like he can lift. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Anyway, we continue the book of Joshua. It's come to me, James. It's Joshua, Smoshua. It just feels right.
Joshua, Smoshua, yeah.
As he gives Judah's atonement. And like everyone else's. We speak about Caleb's daughter. It's always
It's not very clear on my end.
Yes? Or me?
Yeah, I can't really. No, you're fine. It's the wording is not very clear.
How about now?
That's better. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Can you guys read it, or is it just me?
There we go. That's definitely got to be good.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. We are fighters. Farmers. Caleb's daughter gets brought up, and it's always good when women are involved because the Bible treats women fairly. And the atonements come for Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim, and like probably his entire extended family. That's what seems to happen. Whew. Anyway, won't you join both of these schmucks for a land grabbing good time in Joshua chapters 15 and 16? James, we only have one subject. That's not good news. Exactly. We have only one subject. Isn't that crazy? And it's not a good one, James. It seems to be kind of a...
God's taking a nap?
Oh, man. He's taking a nap.
Asleep
but
at
once
the wheel.
again, he duped this chapter, and so we're going to have to turn on the rock and roll as we basically definitely say all of these words correctly. Whew. But also, not just is this a heart-pounding roller coaster of a chapter, but holy moly, James, this is the first time I've seen this. I didn't see it originally. I think there's a contradiction in the Bible. That's weird.
Yeah, every time you've said that before, it never turns out to be true, though.
Yeah, that can't be true. And all right, we're going to have to find out. In Hey Judah's allotment for the allotment. This, then, a little bit of hen, was the lot of the tribe. And if you probably shouldn't call a specific religion that, though they're all tribes, they really are all tribes, of the children of the corn, a little bit, of the Judah, the Hey Judah, by their families. Not only that, but it is very interesting to me that the people who hate Jews almost all seem to like have Jewish backgrounds in some sort of way, and they all have some sort of like mental gymnastics. Yes, because they're either Christians who you point to like the mental gymnastics. You go, well, first of all, he was Jewish. They go, no, he was an Israelite. He was a Hebrew. He brewed coffee. You're like, what? You're like, I'm pretty sure he was Jewish. And then you show how he was a rabbi. They referred to him as a rabbi consistently throughout the Bible. And they're like, well, a rabbi means teacher. And the amount of mental gymnastics to get to. No, he was a Jewish rabbi. If he existed, Jewish rabbi. And
but he wasn't. He was a Jewish rabbi, but he wasn't actually Jewish.
Yes, he wasn't actually Jewish. He was keeping it on the DL. George Santos is Jewish. Yo, that guy is so funny. He's such a con artist. But it's interesting to see someone just do it so upfront. I guess that's the second other person I think who does it so upfront, but we'll leave that for another debate.
Yeah.
Anyway, even to the border of Edom. Oh, we're going to eat them? Don't eat them. That'd be really mean. But we will go to the wilderness of RuneScape. We're going to level up. It's going to be great. Our Zin and Zang is going to be pointed southward. And we will then go to the utmost part of the south coast where we will be on the boards. We're going to go on the boardwalk. It's going to be a lovely time. You'll love it. And their south border was for the shore. I used to know a kid named Jason Shore. And I'm sorry, Jason Shore, if you're out there somewhere in the universe. Haven't seen you in 20 years. But every time someone saw the word shore, I feel bad for this kid because they would yell, "We're Jason Shore." He was my friend, though. I'm sending love, Jason. You might not know me in this form, though.
Not what?
Which is Super Saiyan. I am a Super Saiyan. That's what I mean by form. Oh! That's my version of... That's my impression of going Super Saiyan, apparently. Shore of Salt Sea, by the seashore, from the bay that looks southward but not northward, or I cut up. You better know what side you're from. And it went out to the south side, to the Malakarabum to Storum in your Babum, and passed along into the Zinzang that we just learned about. Oh my, they ascended up to a greater plane, apparently. The greater plane was the south side of the Kardashians. I am a fan of that ass, and so not even going to complain. They passed along to the Verizon office and went up to Adaristan, a man, and fetched a compass to Karakakaka. I love Karakakaka. He has always been there for me.
Some good restaurants there.
Yes. From thence that passed towards the Amazon store on your Amazon wish list and went out onto the river of New York. James, did you know that this is a real place that still exists? And so it does mean everything in the Bible is true.
I found it on a map.
Ah, I found it. And the goings out of that coast were at the sea, to the seashore. This shall be your south coast by the seashore. And the east border was the salty sea. It was like, I don't want to be a sea. Oh my God, it's not being so salty. Even onto the end of the Jordan Peterson wearing his Michael Jordans. And their border in the north quarter was from the bay of the sea at the uttermost part of the Jordan Peterson, wearing his Michael Jordans. What do you think of a basic idea like a higher power, or like you say, a higher order? I would have to find a definition of a higher power that I would agree with, because I do not know one.
I don't think
they
it's
use
necessary.
that language sometimes in like AA and stuff like that. I believe in order. It almost follows my play. If I can see, like I believe in power and I believe in order. And all right, we're going back in. We're reading Joshua chapter 15. We're a few passages away from me singing. It is going to happen. And the border went up to Beth-Agol. She was my favorite Beth. Send in love, Marina. And passed along by the Beth-Arabiah, her sister. And the border went up onto the Bohan, son of Gohan, but also the son of Dave Reuben. And the border went up toward Debbie from the valley of Anchor. He had to anchor her. And so northward looking toward Gilgal, that is before going up to Dam, which is the south side of the river. And the border passed towards the waters of Inimishgulgishk. Love going over there. I used to go there as a child. And the goings out thereof were Engeral. Shmengeral. And the border went up to the valley of the son of... He didn't have no mom. Onto the south side of it was a dirty Jesuit. That's another word. Like, they hate the word Jesuit. They call the Jews Jesuits. That's another thing. The same is Jerusalem. I also mean
you
very...
guys secretly work for the Pope.
There's another, like...
Pope.
Yes. Another conspiracy theory. Just random things I hear people talking about, other theists talking about, while I'm just lurking. Just munching on a granola bar and like, what the fuck are they talking about? And the border went up. Like, anytime I hear, what are the people with the lodges? The Masons. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Went up to the top of the mountain. Though they could also talk about the Joes and the Jesuits and the Masons. But it's all tied back to space lizards, James. It really is. If you think about it. What's up, Ozzy? What's up, everybody? Hanging with us, having fun, just sending love to Sumami and Flum and Binge Thinker and Michael Smith and everybody. We are in the valley, the Hidden Valley Ranch that lies on this mountain. It's a great time. We're going to the valley, however. In the end, we're going to the Hidden Valley Ranch of the Northward Giants. That's where we want to go. Once again, if you are a Christian and you want to point to evidence of there being giants, you could point to this chapter. However, if you're not a Christian and you want to point to something being ridiculous in the Bible, you can see right here. And the border. James, borders aren't real. I actually think borders are very... I often get accused for that. I think a border is something very realistic. A border is anything that your military can defend. I stand by that definition. I think it's not really as liberal or conservative as some people may think. It just is what it is. Which is a tautology, which means we're moving forward. And the border was drawn from the top of the hill onto the fountain. You can take a giant gulp from the fountain of the water of Nephitia.
A big gulp.
Oh my God. And if she's a goddess, I would want to take a big gulp from it too. And went out to the cities of Mount Zac-Ephron. All right. It's a good pair. And the border was drawn to Belial. James, I think that's where we come in, right?
Here we come. Like ready or not. Y'all better look out. Put your face shields on.
You say that, but I think I need to do organizing. So I'm just going to have
They got their face shields ready.
Have face with Buttercup. Oh my goodness. Where is? Oh,
Buttercup is a deadly weapon.
Woo! That's right. You
Oh,
need
there
to
we
all
go.
bow to
Okay.
your Lord and Savior. This is who they think we pray to as atheists anyway. So.
What I saw in the news the other day, one of a court ruled that the school district has to allow the Satan Club if they allow other clubs. Yeah.
I mean, they're not wrong. It's a good ruling, in my opinion. You're gonna have
Don't
other
do
clubs.
one, you gotta do them all.
All or none. None or all. That is the choice. All right. We were praying to Zac Efron, and the border had a compress. It compassed from Bilal, right here, westward, onto Mount Sir, and passed along into the side of Mount.
Hey, sir, you on the hill, sir.
You're going to hell, sir. He says, like, thank you. He has, like, this, like, southern charming thing at the beginning, and then he tells you to go yourself because you're going to hell at the end.
Yeah.
And
like
passed
he's talking
along
with a dick in his mouth.
James, that probably isn't far from the truth.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, homosexuality is wrong, sir. I found that out. I'm sucking a big old D, sir. Excuse me, what?
I've sucked enough to know how bad it is.
Also, but James, can I tell you? And with certain people, even I have been 100% right? Anti-gay and transgender people. I can't help bringing it up, but every time they've been gay or like something like adjacent to trans, can you give me that every time?
It is a shocking trend. It's kind of a tradition around here.
When I first brought it up, I almost believed them when they would be like, you're projecting. You're saying no, you. And then it was just like over and over. And it's like, you know what? We have a straight white heterosexual above me. I'm sorry. It's both demographics. It's male, female. It is gay, straight. I don't know what to tell you. These people either love big D's or dancing around in skirts. But who doesn't, James? Who doesn't? Anyway, Bible study. We were in Jeremiah. We were knee deep in Mount Jeremiah, which is the River Chelsen, or we're just hanging out with Chelsea on the north side, and went down to, oh my God, this is like the Gigabeth. James, this is the Beth to end all Beths. If someone James, this is not only someone asking for the manager, she is the manager. Holy shit. And this is the rare, I've never seen this happen. This is Betheshemus. Gigabetheshemus. And passed on to just Tiny Tim. Betheshemus absolutely conquered Tiny Tim. Wasn't even a competition. And the border went out onto the side of, they got gas at Ekron. Northward. You gotta fill up. And the border was drawn using Shiakron crayons and passed along to the mount. Where is he? Bilal, right here. They really do think we worship Satan. It is just an odd phenomena. Yeah. I know I have a lip ring, but no. And went out onto Jabaneel. They made Jabaneel, if you get what I mean. Goings out to the border. I prefer who. You know what? We all do sometimes. Good. And went out the goings onto the border were at sea, by the seashore. It was a salty sea, as we learned up there. And the west border was, oh my God, it was such a great sea. You have no idea. The coast thereof. James, they tell us this is the best book in history. I know that I am like skipping every word, but like, you guys see the words and the sentences there, right? Like, I still would take Tolkien. But yeah, anyway, this is the coast of the children of the corn of Judah.
J.K. Rowling.
She's an okay author. She's not bad. Yeah. I mean, that whole thing is such a personal thing. And it's like, at that point, I seriously, I'm sorry, but she also fits my profile, in my opinion. I have seen enough evidence to think that she is transgender or genderqueer or just some fucking thing that, let's just say, her audience would not be comfortable, or her new audience, I should say, because she at one point, this is how it went. Everyone loved Harry Potter. Then, like, she had a bunch of DLCs, books, and, like, everyone was gay. And, like, the LGBT community was like, yeah! And, like, some of the anti-LGBTQ people are like, oh my God, you shouldn't be teaching Harry Potter anyway. It's witchcraft and all this stuff. And then it became our time. James, let me tell you, I did not pick it for us to be our time. Let me tell you. I had no vote. I had no say. And yet, here we are today. And so, transgenders. And it's because we take Twitter seriously. I have another PSA. We're streaming on Twitter. But it's great. Sure. Short format stuff. All right. It's the TikTok of text. But, like, oh, I'm gonna lose my train. What was I just ranting on? I said TikTok of text and I forgot my ranting. Anyway, I guess we'll jump into it. I'll see if I remember. Keep it coming to you. I didn't pick it. I didn't pick being the transgender being right now, the in thing right now. And so the fact that that's such a focus, in my opinion, is a narrative. Is them picking things that they can fight with. So yes. I got so caught up in TikTok and Twitter. Both of those short format communication, social media. Anyway, this is the coast, space ghost of Judah, of Hey Judah, round and according to their families. And on to Caleb, who we're apparently going to talk about a lot. He was the son of Jephthah. Nobody knows this kid. He gave a part among the children of the corn of Judah, but still no one seems to know. Excuse me. According to the commandments, and these bitches love commandments. You cannot give these people enough commandments of the Lord to Joshua. Even the city of Araba, Mabababa, and the father of Ahimelech, which city is in James Hebron. James Hebron. Yes. He has a whole city now. And Caleb drove thence. He was like, I'm driving and I'm mad. The three sons of Anak, Shinesh, who was a shinobi, and I'm a man. I get asked all the time if I picked my last name. I did not pick my last name.
If it's
Because it's Newman.
Yeah. Not original. Yeah.
Well, I
Focus,
mean,
Newman.
listen, James. Did you know I have ADD? I ADD proofed the fucking class I teach at. And it worked. It works. Just thinking like what it would save me. Saves them. All right. And Talamea. Do. The children of Anak, which sounds kind of like a heavy metal band, if I'm being honest. And he went up thence, the inhabitants of Debbie. Oh, a mighty tribe. Debbie brings them to their knees, and she uses plastic keys. And the name of Debbie before was Karajavasifer. So you see, Debbie, Karajavasifer. Slight difference.
Yeah, it's right there, Debbie. Come on.
Come on, Debbie. Get your shit together.
Just for
All right. I'm about to do categories. Let me bring it back for just 1 second, James, and then we are going into it.
Okay. Join us this Thursday night. Five. But the gift that keeps on giving.
All right. Caleb's daughter, which is a weird name for this chapter. This is going to be a musical chapter. I am going to try and do my best to kind of have a beat once it starts happening. It's not going to start at the very beginning, but once it starts happening, and then try and see if I can create anything interesting. We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into it because we're talking Caleb's daughter. And it starts off with our first category right here. This skull one, which would be violence. James, they can't hit.
Johnny Depp?
Not quite. That was in a lawsuit, maybe. But we'll have fun in the sun stabbing people as they run because the Bible loves violence. It's the #1 bestseller, maybe only because they don't read any of this shit. They do not read this chapter. There's no way in hell. I want to see someone read this in a marriage, even though it's called Caleb's daughter. It's a really fair judgment. The God of the Bible likes to, make a lot of ends justifying means statements. And a lot of times they don't even explain the means part. It's just like, they don't explain the means or the justifying. He just does it. And then they're like, why did he drown babies? They're probably going to grow up to evil. James, they're probably going to be like super, super evil when they grew up. So like, drown and go, drown they go. Anyway, the Bible is such a feminist book. They treat women equally, as in, you better get your ass equally behind me. And of course, what would the Bible be without lovely family values? Aw, it's good to have, James. We also have some prophecy going on. Amazing. And then prophecies always come true. Oh, it's a very pro-family book, as in they're going to drown all of your family. And I think that finishes our... James, I think there's a contradiction.
You're looking for Gavin's dick? Oh.
No, he's using his mouth.
Oh, okay.
Do. There seems to be a contradiction to 5. Gavin, turn around. Turn around. You're right, James. We may have to go derper.
Yeah.
Anyway, Caleb's daughter.
Kind of hard to see.
And Caleb said, Hi. No, he did. Okay. He that smitheth better hitteth. What? Carajuffasaphir, which as we know, as her maiden name, Debbie, and taketh it, take it hard, Debbie, to him, will I give you Ash Ketchum. It's a little weird. My daughter to be wife. Did he? Hopefully he's become a man at this point. And Othaniel, the son of, really, I'm just going to say, I can't even say it. The son of Ye, the brother of Caleb, took it. And he came to a strapping Ash Ketchum, his daughter to wife. It's a good sentence.
Okay.
And it came to pass like a kidney stone, but we drank a lot of water and it broke up naturally. And she came onto him everywhere. Holy shit. That she moved him to ask of her father afield. I bet she was calling him daddy. And she lighted off her hand. That's not even us. What? Okay, I'm just going to read that again. And she lighted off her ass. It says it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Plain as day. And Caleb said unto her, What wouldst thou? I'd go to town, baby. What's going wrong? As long as she's consenting, or it's worship that butt. What are we talking about? Who answered? Oh wait, let's read our annotations. Caleb said, I'll give my daughter, Ashich, to whoever smites Debbie. Carajuffasaphir. Caleb's nephew, Othaniel, took Carajuffasaphir, and Caleb gave his daughter to him for wife. Wow. Okay. And Caleb asked his daughter, Ashchan, what... Ashchan. Close enough. What would you like? All right. Who answered? Oh, here we go. Here we go, James. We're getting ready. Who answered?
It's coming?
Well, can't you just give me a blessing, for thou hast given me the Southland. All of it? Give me also the springs of water, and also her upper springs and her thighs, and her nether springs, if you know what I mean. Well, this is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah, according to their families. Oh, yes, the utmost cities of the tribe of the children of Judah, towards the coast of Edom, southward, where Jezebel, she's a Jezebel, she would cheat on Eder with her Jagger, with a McWagger and a Keena. But she gave him a diamond, and she was like, a da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And Kaddish, the Medish, was like, let's have a razor hazer. Oh my God, don't cut 'em at your bottom and thin. A zippity, hey, and a tell 'em sway. Oh no, Bethel will be here to stay. But razors weren't enough. We had to had a Karath. We went back to Hazen, which again is sponsored by Hazor Razors. Amam, shamamam, amana, mulata, and her Zagrata. Hashem was not like a Bethlet, no. He was more like Hashel, a Bursavago, and a Bursagawasha, a Boozagawasha.
You need like suspenseful music playing. Like
James,
Mission
it's right
Impossible.
there. Dent.
Music.
Dent, dent, dent. Oh, I can't do much more because it's probably copyrighted. But Bella, a Schmella, a Hella, Lella, and Lim went on to take a Zasm and go a Razm, Pasm all over this place. And Altoid and Chelsea, what would you do? I'd take Hermione and a Zigalazoo and Madame and a Shannonsa and a Labinsa Mamma hoo. Maybe. And Lebeth and Shelam and Annan and Riemann and all the cities. They were 29 with their villages. Probably. Oh my Jesus. It's like a wave, James. It's like a wave. All right. We'll go up to here and then we'll start a new one. And Altude and Chazal Hormama and a Zikala Sama Madamina Shuni Mana and a Libra Flama Libra and Hammer because he's the goat. Shillam and a Diamond Rama, all the cities, 29 with their villages. Okay. All right, we're in the valley. We're going in the valley. Well, let's try and Valerini, Ashel, Ethel, I wouldn't want you to go to a zero. And Ash Casham we were talking about him, he was throwing Pokeballs, but he's kind of a dasher gentleman now. And he went to Xana, Eganana Nana. He was like, have you met Tappa and Mana? Well, I haven't, but I would like you to introduce to a Drumuth. That's right. Adulum. That's right. Here we go. We're going to Sakamo and Azakoth. We're going to Azeroth. That's right. We're going to have some trolls and some guys with swords and Leroy. And Shrum. She's going to be the healer. And Adam is going to be the warrior. And Jitara is going to be the mage. Oh my God, he's amazing. And Jitarum's going to lead us. He's going to be on TeamSpeak. Is that even a thing anymore? 14 cities with their villages. Zenon, Hadadash, Buddha. Migdled went after the dragon, and he's like, we're going to have to heal. So Dylan was like, and then a heal spell went off. Yeah, Mizabov's like, I can feel good, so I'm going to go up. Takes a jump. But just like that, Jockthor pushes him out of the way. But damn. Critical skit, critical hit, critical skit, critical hit. Lactish, and a Baskada. Oh my God, it's not the super villain of Eaglon. Not Eaglon. And we're going to have to go to the Caribbean. We're going to have to take a vacation because we just defeated a dragon.
Have you taken a cruise before?
I've never been on a cruise. And Laham is Paham, but he was a little kiltish. Oh, when I say. And Gregdoris and Bega Dragon kind of hit him today. But all of them were like, Nama. At least that's what Nama said. As Makta sent the 16 cities after Beck Dragon's head. With their villages, Lipna and Ether, Ashen and Jipna, they all went after this guy with something that had a big tip with his ether enchanted weapon. Got there eventually. Right there. And Ash Ketchum the second. And Gyptaha. Gyptaha was like, all right, everybody. We need to go in for the final hit. So Ashen and Nezaba and Killa and Askum, get your marashas and let's start riding from our 9 cities with their villages. But it's okay because we filled up our gas. We went to Exxon, and because horses need to be filled with gas, with their towns and her villages. Oh man, it's going to be a battle. Boom, boom, boom. And from the capital, Zac Efron, who, what is it's the company, Exxon, even onto the sea, the salty sea. All lay near Ash Dude, who is like Ash Ketchum, but he's way more of a dude, with their villages. They love villages. They cannot get, hold on.
The village people.
No. I know. I love my Patreon. Not that. Tell me how many. 14. 14 times, James. Jesus Christ. In the sea of names. Anyway. They get paid. You've told this before. They get paid by the fucking word, James. By the fucking word. Whoever's writing this shit. So, Ash Dude, with their towns and their villages, went to Gaza, which will never be, I'm sure nothing will ever be fought of over there. With her towns and her villages, onto the river of Egypt. Oh, and New York. Both real places. That's right.
Well, religion brings people together. It doesn't cause people to fight, Amy. It is a unifying force amongst humans. It's a force for good, right?
Yeah. Something like that.
Teaches tolerance and love and brotherhood and humanity. It really brings out the best in humanity.
Do you remember what they did to the guy with the dream coat, Joseph?
Yeah, didn't his brother sell him into slavery?
Yeah, kind of robbed him and then sold them in slavery.
But you see, Amy, God had to have a plan. You see, he wanted his people to thank him for rescuing them from slavery. So therefore, they had to be slaves for him to rescue them. So he had this Joseph dude, the guy with the coat. Yeah, his brothers. Joseph's father, Jacob. Joseph was his favorite, and he made sure all the other brothers knew that. And there was a little resentment in there. They kind of didn't like that Joseph was the favorite, but Jacob didn't care. So he gave a pride-themed coat to Jacob, rainbow colors, to celebrate pride. Yeah. And of course, the brothers weren't having any of that. And so, they decided to sell Joseph into slavery. And he was bought by a captain of the Pharaoh's guards. And, wouldn't you know it that Joseph, he didn't blame God for his predicament. He still loved God, and he was thankful for everything God had done for him, getting him sold into slavery and all that. And wouldn't you know it, that skank whore, Amy, the guy who bought him, Pharaoh's captain, Potiphar, he had a wife who is a skank whore, of course, and she wanted to have sex with Joseph. Now, what do you think Joseph said, Amy? Do you think he went along with it, or do you think he said no?
I assume he became a cock.
No, Amy. You see, Joseph, he's a man of God. He's a good man, and he would know that to have sex with a married woman would be wrong. So there was no way he would do that with his master's wife, because that would be just wrong, Amy. So this skank whore slut, she decided to tell him that he tried to rape her. He tried to rape her. That's what happened. And, you know,
I just want you to know that skank whore is on her license plate as she drives by.
Definitely.
I just want you.
Definitely. She decided, and Potiphar, he knew it was a lie. He knew Joseph would never do that. But so he didn't kill Joseph because he knew he was innocent, but he just decided he would throw him in prison for a while. And it was there that he got this this reputation for being able to interpret dreams. And wouldn't you know that, Amy, the Pharaoh, God had been sending him these weird dreams, and nobody could tell him what they meant. And Joseph, he met two guys in the prison there. One was the Pharaoh's baker. The other was his.
I was gonna say, oh my,
his cupbearer, I believe, the guy who would bring the Pharaoh his glass of wine when he wanted one. And Joseph correctly predicted that the baker would be executed by the Pharaoh, and lo and behold, it was. And then, so everybody told the Pharaoh, "Oh, Joseph, he can read dreams. He knows things. He's able to discern certain things that nobody can know." So of course the Pharaoh's like, "Well, all right, bring this guy in here. Let him tell me what my dreams mean." And he did, Amy. He did that. He told the Pharaoh exactly what it meant.
A miracle.
The Pharaoh was so impressed, so happy that Joseph had done this for him, that he decided to make him the number 2, the vizier, the second most powerful person in all of Egypt, from a slave to the number 2 person in the kingdom, so that Joseph could manage the storing of grain, because there was going to be the 7 years of famine. But before there were 7 years of famine, God would send 7 years of surplus. So they would have abundance for 7 years. They would have to save a lot of that surplus for the years when the crops would not do well, because there was going to be a famine that God decided to do, because, well, you know, God just decided, hey, I want to have a famine. Millions of people will starve to death. Tough shit. I like famines. So, yeah. And, of course, since Joseph was sold into slavery in Egypt, none of his family knew about this drought, this famine that was coming. So they had to go to Egypt to buy food, because Joseph was there and he had stored excess food there to sell. And then, you know, of course, Joseph runs into his brothers there. They have this elaborate meeting, and sacks and cups. And anyway, at the end of the day, Joseph talks to the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh says, "Yeah, go ahead, Joseph. Bring your whole family here. Bring all the Israelites. Bring them all in. We're good." So, of course, that's what they did. They all moved into Egypt so that Pharaoh could take care of them during the famine. And this Pharaoh, his name was Pharaoh. Pharaoh after that, his name was Pharaoh. And after that, it was another Pharaoh. Because unlike the names in this chapter, they decided not to name any of the pharaohs.
Hey, but do you know what the Pharaoh was after that?
What was that?
Quincy. Isn't that weird?
Was he? Yeah. Hey, a pharaoh followed by a pharaoh followed by a pharaoh. They decided not to name any of them. I don't know why. They just decided not to. But a few pharaohs later, the pharaoh says, "Well, why do I have all these Hebrews wandering around my kingdom doing nothing? What the fuck are they doing here?"
And they're like, "Excuse me, we make coffee. That is what you hired us for. We brew."
So he decided
and
to
Hebrew
enslave
and
them.
Hebrew.
And they probably should have brewed beer instead. That probably would have been better for them. But yeah, the Pharaoh decided to enslave them, and then God could come to the rescue. So that's the moral of the story. A very touching, heartwarming story of slavery and redemption.
And killing people. And all right, we're going back into it. So we have been having a sing-along with absolutely just They're giving us names of people. Who knows if any of these people have ever existed in the real world?
Most likely not.
And it's just like I said, please someone read this at your wedding, or give me someone that would read this shit at your wedding. You're telling me this is the most perfect book? Yeah, I think not.
Full of wisdom and
Full of wisdom.
Amazing insight.
Indeed. All right, New York and the great sea that was by the seashore and the border thereof. They were at Barnes & Noble border. And in the mountains. All right. And in the mountains, Shamir and Jatar and Shakoho and Donna, who's related to Debbie, but Debbie is right here. It even says it. And Nab, this is the guy who nabs stuff. And Eskima, animate. We're gonna animate. This is short for a variable, but also the other son of Goku, Gushin. It hits me right in the Holen. Don't hit me in the Holen. And Gillahoy. 11 cities were in these villages. In the mountain. How about it will be Arab and Dummy and Asheen and Jemana and Bethatata Banahu and Kapata and Huntama and Kajabara, which is Hebron and Zohara. 9 cities with their villages they will tune. Anyway. Oh, we got people home.
Yeah, Cooper.
Close the door. Yeah, Cooper's saying hi. Close the door. This door. Here we go. All right. Your wives have been trained, folks.
Your femboy is home, maybe.
It depends on the person, but that's probably true. If it's both of them, then at least one of them. Mayon, Carmel, and Zapiah, Judah, Jezarela, Jokadahama, he makes jokes for you. Zanahona, Hona.
Herman Cain.
Oh my God. James, someone get a COVID-19 shot.
Vaccines are bullshit.
Oh my God. If you ever need evidence that vaccines do in fact prevent death,
I'm not taking it. I don't care. I'm not taking it. Okay.
Good luck, and I hope you... No, that's too dark. Oh my God, as I said, I hope you have a will in my head. It is dark. I can't now not tell you it out loud. Oh my goodness. Life sometimes. Give a ha 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 ha.
3 or 4 stories where there'd be like somebody in their 30s, like one was like a father with 5 kids in his like mid 30s, and he's in the ICU on a ventilator, and he's like on death's doorstep, and he's like, I should have just took that damn shot, you know? Yeah.
Like, honestly, the only thing is going out and doing something, but it's like going. It is the equivalent of going to the food store. It's the equivalent of it is a sting. And vaccines are safe and healthy, especially when they get to our level. And I understand. All I get from this is, but Big Pharma. Look, Big Pharma, they're selling you drugs that work, okay?
I mean, they may engage in some unethical practices. They may do things at times that we don't approve of, but we're much better off with them than without them.
But there is a difference between we are selling you pills so that are $400 and we are giving you a pill or a vaccine or anything that will actively control you or make you sick or die. It's craziness. A vaccine, BT dubs, for all of the anti-vaxxers, anyone who is even slightly anti-vax, there's a correlation. I know correlation isn't always causation. That always is very important because correlation is often. They do not know what a vaccine is. Just ask them what a vaccine is.
I mean, they don't really know much of anything, so that's pretty much par for the course.
The farmer rep may blow your doctor, but she's just at heart. Look, every other country almost has it. Well, not every other country. A lot of the mixed economy, socialized, whatever the fucks, and a lot of these nations, and it's not because they're smaller. I don't think it has anything to do, because a lot of people go, oh, we're such a bigger country. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think that the people who like making money, like insurance companies, that do absolutely nothing, they want to make money. And so we have to figure out how to take profit. Because I want to pay doctors and nurses. They should get paid a lot of money.
It's just these middlemen that have been making all this money for so long, basically just being middlemen.
I forget which comedian said it, and I'm going to butcher it, but it's like insurance is like, in case shit happens, you have this in case shit happens. You got this one in case shit happens. You shouldn't have to do that for your health.
Yeah, because health, it's like ideally, like you buy your car insurance, ideally you would never use it because you wouldn't have an accident. Okay, that would be the best case scenario. But in terms of health, that's not, people do get sick. People do need to go see the doctors, even for routine stuff. It really, it shouldn't be something that's paid for by insurance.
And I'll have 2 cats. But yes, I completely agree with you.
I'm
for a market economy and for people making profit and having businesses. And you two are going. I'm not taking work.
It's like having like car fuel insurance. Okay, so you pay this other company so that when you go to the gas station, they can pay the gas station. I mean,
exactly.
Why don't we just pay the gas station directly? Why do we need this other company in the middle that's just going to skim 10% off the top and then pass the cost on to the consumer?
Yeah, is nonsense. It shouldn't exist. I do not care what the lobbyists feel.
They've had their fun. They made their money. Party's over.
Listen, they've made money off cancer patients. They're good. Anyway, oh my God, she's being such a brat. She wants to play with him, but she will sometimes full body tackle him.
Oh, we've seen her.
You trying to get over here? What you trying to do, baby girl? It's cat hour, apparently.
She's Is that her or Moonlight?
Oh, that's Moonlight.
Oh wow!
My goodness.
She just did some Spider-Man shit.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And she is Spider Cat. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's do this.
There you go,
I'm trying
Tim.
to think what to do as a mother, and apparently it's put her in front of the TV. Here we go. She's in front of the TV.
See that combination there, Amy?
Cat skips
in
there.
here.
Combine Ritalin and Viagra for a good time.
For your ADD and for your other thing.
That's right, James. Do it all at once. Can I have a combination Ritalin, Viagra, estrogen? Just get it all right there.
Oh, great. We can send them to the schools. They can distribute them.
That's their other thing. They really are. They think that
you guys have been giving my son Viagra at school. He comes home with a raging erection every day. It's you degenerate teachers.
But they think that we're teaching gender theory every day.
Your son's 13. That's normal.
And I find that it just seems like teachers are trying to teach the subjects.
So, well, I mean, you've been working in a school for a few weeks now. What do you think? Are they not teaching, or is it just all gender and critical race theory? Is that all they're talking about?
Can I tell you, after becoming a teacher, I have gone completely one way. I am 100% in the camp with teachers. Like, these strangers care way more about the students than I don't want to finish that sentence. These teachers care a lot about the students, and it just pains my heart to know there are so many people out there. What's up, Reid? That like bash the K through 12 education system because, and I work in the middle of a city, I feel like I still have a good time, even though it takes a little effort. I feel like you still get to make a difference and all this stuff. And so, and let me tell you, I was thinking, one last thing. I was thinking about this. I couldn't help it because, like, I was trying to think of a word because I couldn't quite understand, like, I'll just explain it. To me, there is like the opposite of a toxic masculinity at all of these schools. At all of these schools, they are all run by women, like almost everyone. And there's like a few guys, but I mean, the ratio is like 30 to or 15, 20 to 1. Like a massive difference. And it's just, they all have what I would call and I thought about it. See, you ready for this? They all have a positive femininity. Like, you walk in, and it doesn't matter if it's like a hall monitor, behavioral specialist. It doesn't matter if it's the principal or the teacher. Everyone's like, good morning, good morning, good morning. They are always like, if you see each somewhere in the hall, everyone always says stuff to each other and just, I don't know how to explain it. You give that energy back to the kids.
Let me ask you this, Amy. So if it's Monday morning and you're walking around the school and you're not feeling it, would somebody come up to you and say, looks like somebody's got a case of the Mondays?
That I don't know. I don't know if they would, but it's not a 0% chance that they wouldn't. There's a good chance that they play. But you're safe. No, I honestly, I cannot say it justice. It is not. They mean it. I swear to you, they mean it. But you're right. There is always that. All right. What were we talking about? We're almost at the end, I think. The other chapter is also short and sweet, like a dessert.
That's a reference from Office Space.
What?
You remember that movie?
No, I know Office Space.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Oh, that. Oh, no, absolutely. I remember the lady who did it, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And all right, we were on Kane because I remember this is a video game, and that's the only reason.
Herman
I've
Cain?
been trying to. And Herman Cain. Jesus Christ. There's him and the other guy. He was also not a genius. Oh my goodness. Jibahaya Haya Shmaya. And Timnah. Tamna, 10 cities with their villages. And they said, Haluah, Bethazar. One phase of the Beth. Jedadarabar, Merarath. Bethanathahath. This is a higher level Beth. Beth takes all. And Elkakon. 6 cities with their villages. Kerjabathal. I'm pretty sure this is like adjacent to Debbie, which is getting her Kratha germ on, her jam on, with a rabbi, who's named Rabbi. 2 cities with their villages, everybody getting land, and you get land, and you get land. Mommy, why does this land have so much blood on it? Walk over it, you'll be fine. In the wilderness of RuneScape, Bether Araba. Oh my god, the Beths are out of this world tonight. They went to Midian in Final Fantasy VII. And Sikhachacha. What Final Fantasy are they on? What have they come out with a recent Final Fantasy lately? I know online. There was 12. 13, 14. Oh my god, James, we are getting old. Like, don't include me in this. I'm getting.
We certainly are.
Yes, you went in the can. You looking for this chair? What are you doing? Do you want in? Do you want out? James, they act like cats sometimes.
That's how you know they're not.
That's how you know they're on to something. And but it's okay. We bought a Mitsubishi, a Nissan, and the City of Salt. The City of Salt, finally, James. The City of Salt and the City of Pepper, and Edegani. 6 cities and their villages. As for the damn you Jesuits, actually it's Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem. I was gonna say is you throw them out, and then it's funny because they actually did. God damn it, James. What is with this book? The children of Judah could not drive them out, but the Jebusites dwell the children of Judah at Jerusalem unto this day. All right, so what did we read? Holy shit. Judah was given land from the border of Edom and the south to the wilderness of Zin. Caleb was given Hebron according to the commandment that God gave to Joshua. Caleb drove out the Anakim. And Caleb said, I'll give my daughter Ashik to whoever smites Kirov-Shipher. Caleb's nephew, Antothol, took Kirov-Shipher, and Caleb gave his daughter to him for a wife. Caleb asked his daughter, Ashik, what would you like? She answered, sponsored by Sugar Water, give me some springs of water. There you go. So Caleb gave her some springs of water. Eshathal and Zerah It's so hard not to make fun of these names. Just read them straight. Were inherited by the tribe of Judah. The children of Judah couldn't drive out the Jebusites who inhabit Jerusalem to this day. Whew! And all right, I'm going to be right back in a second.
Made it.
And then we're going to do one more chapter, and it's just a dessert. And we'll open the open mic for like a few minutes, and then that's going to be it.
Is this, how long is the next one?
It is about 10 passages. So it's a dessert.
Okay. It's a short one, yeah. So we'll be back this weekend, at least Sunday. We'll have to see. Next Friday, AMC has a debate, a modern day debate. So she had one scheduled for this Friday, but it got pushed back. So I believe that is still coming up on modern day debate. That'll be good. I'm sure we'll come after for an after show here. After that, thankfully for Amy, she makes these long exposition chapters somewhat bearable by singing the Bible, just to keep people's attention, because otherwise it would be so incredibly boring. I don't think anybody would be able to make it through it. But thankfully we have Amy. So there we go. Lots of names. What was I watching? I was watching a video the other day, and they were talking about Pharaoh in the Exodus was a Christian channel. Like, which one was it? And well, I mean, if the Bible just taken the fucking time to name a Pharaoh, we wouldn't have to wonder, right? I mean, look at this chapter. They practically named everybody in the whole tribe. They named the guy standing up against the wall doing nothing. They named everybody. All of a sudden we get to a Pharaoh, somebody people actually know the name of, and don't say a name. Of course, we know why they know, because, well, all these people naming, they're so obscure that even if they existed, you could never falsify it. You never expect to find any their name on it or whatever. So yeah, proof they did. Pharaoh would be different. If Pharaoh got the name wrong, it would be obvious that whoever was writing it didn't know what they were talking about. So he was not even going to pretend he had any clue who the Pharaoh was at the time this story supposedly took place. He didn't have a clue, so he didn't bother. He just called him Pharaoh. There you go. You can't falsify it. And of course, so till this day, they still try and figure out, oh, maybe it was this one, maybe it was that one. They never know. It's just obviously not a actual history book. It's obviously myth. And it can be a little, it can be amusing to point that out to them. Kind of ruins their day, but they asked for it. They want it. So we'll give it to them. Trying to think of what type of show we'll have coming up next. Maybe a college show. Maybe that. See if there's any interesting content out there we could take a look at.
We also very specifically have a Mark, Reid, and Bree debate on deck. Possibly this weekend. We may have to do that
the next couple days.
Because I told Mark and I told Bree that I was I would. We're going to try and stick to that. I'm trying to get better at time management.
Either Saturday or Sunday, I'm okay. Either day, early evening.
Saturday, Sunday, early evening.
Like after
Probably
5.
make one of those. We probably make
Yeah.
one of those work. We should start a.
Really early for Mark. But
Can you do me a favor? If you have Bree
What's
and
that?
Mark on your Discord, or if you can see them in our Discord, can you start a Discord? Like a group chat thingy?
Yeah.
And all right, we only have chapter 16 to go. And I was hearing backstage that the crowd was going crazy over all these atonements. So, allotments. I keep on saying atonements. Allotments. And so we're giving out more allotments. Everybody gets one. Once again, for Joseph, Manasseh, Ephraim, and apparently his whole family. And again, this is a heart-pounding chapter. This is the type of stuff that I've heard read at funerals, read over marriages. When you're in a very dark time, you go, I too remember when I got land for killing people.
College, commencement speeches, invitations.
Exactly.
Eulogies,
When you want to really inspire people.
birth of a child, being released from prison, being designated a sex offender in court, being adjudicated mentally incompetent.
But it's okay, James, because they'll have 12 years to think it over.
There you go.
Which is really nothing for those crimes. You pointed that out.
It is a light sentence. Well, I'll tell you, like I said, down here, he would be getting probably life. And I'll tell you, just so you know how gun-ho they are about it down here. Our governor, you guys probably know him, Ron DeSantis, he's going to sign a bill to bring back the death penalty for child rape to make it a possible sentence, which is kind of crazy if you think about it in a way that compared to the direction everybody else is moving. But it actually got bipartisan support in the state legislature. There were people on both sides of the aisle. I think the Democrat minority leader in the state house was I think one of the co-sponsors of it, because she said she was abused as a child and it really affected her. Yeah.
And I feel bad for her. I am split on the death penalty kind of thing. Certain crimes,
I have kind of a hard time thinking that they'll actually go through with it. I think it's probably mostly symbolic, but I don't know.
But I will say something. It shouldn't be 12 years. I feel like if you ruin someone's life, you should lose your life in some way.
Well,
whether it is by death penalty or you are gone from society.
That's true, Tim, and that's one of the things I've always thought of, because if someone is going to face the death penalty for raping a child, at that point they have no incentive not to just go ahead and kill the child, because
Also,
they be executed either way, eliminate the witness. But yeah.
I also just want to say this. It's like a joke, non-joke, because I feel like they actually should have it happen to them. But I feel like if you have done anything physical, if you're a man who has done anything physical to a child, I feel like you should be castrated. I say this as a joke, non-joke. I
would be okay, definitely for repeat offenders, or maybe I know at one point they were doing it for voluntary, for if you would take like the chemical castration volunteer, like you'd have fewer restrictions. I don't know.
All I know is that, you would not be able to hurt them then. Oh, I guess there's other ways to hurt children. But that's eliminating one way. They don't actually care about children. That's the other thing. They don't give a fuck about children, women, any of these things they give crocodile tears for. Do the atonements of Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim. We said it was heart-pounding, but did you know that it also has prophecies? Wow. But not only that, but holy shit. James, I didn't even see this at first. I think this has a contradiction. Contradiction in the Bible. That can't be true. Well then, we're getting into it with Joshua chapter 16. The atonements for these whole bunch of people and like everybody under their sun. And the lot of children of Joseph fell right on to Jordan Peterson by the Jericho River, onto the water of the Jericho River, onto the east side, to the wilderness where we PvP. That goeth up from the Jericho River throughout all of Bethel, very specifically throughout Bethel, right through her, and goeth out from Bethel to Lulz, to passeth along the borders of Archie, to Atarth, and goeth downeth on me, if you don't mind, westward, fine, to the coast of Jabalatia, onto the coast of Betheron. Oh my God, another version of Beth. This, if we had a rival,
Another Beth
would have different
How many
forms.
Beths do they have?
Beths. How many forms of Beth are there? Betheron approaches. Fucking fine. Go Snake Approve. The Nether. My Nethers. And this old geezer over here. My Nether regions and this old fucking dude. I don't know. It's a package. And the goings out thereof are at sea. The shining sea. So the children of Joseph and his rainbow-colored dream coat got the shit kicked out of him. But also some Manischewitz wine. Very specifically, the guy who makes the Manischewitz wine. Like, he's rich in the old school. And Ephraim.
And all the Jews are hungover.
Yeah. And Ephraim's just, Ephraim's like everywhere. We're like, Ephraim, can you just like chill for a moment? Took their inheritance. Of course they did. And the border, back to Borders, the opposite of Barnes and Noble. We're at Borders now. Of the children of Ephraim, related to more Zach Ephraim, according to their families, was thus. Very specifically thus. If anyone told you not thus, they can go themselves. Even the border of their inheritance on the east side was Althradar. Onto, my God, Betheron comes out of nowhere. Boom, boom. The upper. She does an uppercut. Boom. And the border went out toward the sea to Macbeth. It's kind of like Macbeth, but older. On the north side, and the border went out eastward, which is not what... On to Tana Shilahoa. Hoa, and passed by it on East Jonah Hona. What is that actor's name? Jonah Hill? Passed by Jonah Hill. Such a nice guy.
There you go. 28 Jump Street.
28 James. that basically ended racism for at least one human, apparently. Probably that and lithium. But who's giving credit to who? Do. And to our Troth and his brother Neroth. They're coming at you. They came to the Jericho to do battle. And they went out to the Jordan Peterson River. The borders of which, because it is still generally speaking a border store, but it's okay. They have a Starbucks in there. You'll be fine. Went out from Tabahoa westward, not eastward. If you go westward, you're a fucking ass. Onto the river Kana. Hi, Kana. And the goings, and the goings out thereof were at the sea, by the shining sea, by the seashore. This is the inheritance of the tribe, of the children that you stole from basically everyone around you. Do you see, like, the skulls? Do you notice how your throne is made from bone? I don't think you have the right God. I'm just hinting here.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. And these separate cities for the children of Ephraim were among the inheritance. They took all their shit from the children of Manasseh, all the cities with their villages. And they drave not out, not at all, the Canaanites that dwelt in this old geyser. This fucking old guy, long gray beard. But the Canaanites dwell among the Ephraimites unto this day. And they have naughty time. They do snoo-snoo. Best way to die, though. And serve under tribute. And a cat once in as tribute. The true gods and goddesses are among us.
Well, Immutables asked us a question. He wants to know if we've ever considered reviewing some of the more scholarly aspects of biblical studies, like the ancient texts written in Akkadian and other old languages.
Sure. I mean,
yeah, I would definitely be interested.
If you could bring up very specific things, then we will have very specific episodes on them. This series is all about basically going in order, because if we don't go in order, then we would say we're cherry picking or just looking at this or that. And so I've actually learned a lot by just, I don't know, reviewing all of the nonsense that is the middle, the not hits, the not number one singles. Because they always go over the Ten Commandments, and then we always go over slavery, and it's always the same passages. Though slavery creeps up a lot often, more often than we would like to see. But yeah, absolutely. We'd love to. I like how he just, literally, he wanted to be open. He then jumped up, and then he's like, pet me. But James, cats don't have thoughts. These are other animals.
Well, they don't have language, so they can't have complex thought.
That's true. They don't have language, so they can't really even be thinking. Oh my goodness. Again, it became cat hour. If you're just watching right now, I am rubbing a cat. And then eventually, if you're going to be watching rubbing a pussy, it is true. I am running my baby boy. I have two baby boys. I have Moonlight, and then I have Cooper. Both of these boys are controlled by the women. Both of them, because definitely speaking, the Penelope is a queen, an absolute queen. And basically the house is run through her. And then Buttercup is definitely, she's a little warrior. She is not afraid of nobody and nothing. which is crazy. She will tackle Cooper, who is infinitely larger than she is. You're so silly. Alrighty then. All right, James. I think we're just gonna go into what is our maybe like a 15 minutes of open mic for anyone who disagrees
if anyone
with
wants
us.
to come on, yeah, come on.
And we're gonna. I wish we had more time, but we're gonna try and basically.
We'll be back the weekend.
Indeed. And we may be on much more debates, and I know I'm going to lining it up so I can have much more easier way to get premieres. And yeah. Do copyrighted song. Oh my. I am apparently down here. I lose chairs. This consistently happens.
You don't have enough of them. You need at least 4 chairs.
You have no idea. I had to bring one of these chairs into my bedroom because this is the chair he loves. But then Buttercup will full body tackle him, and she's eventually going to get there to where she cuddles him. But oh my, I need 2 chairs. Need 3 chairs in this room, apparently. Though she sleeps up there a good amount. And I'm actually just going to keep that up there because if we don't get anyone in a few minutes, and please, that's not a mention for a skeptic to join. If we don't get anyone who disagrees with us in a few minutes, we're going to bed. But
that's
James, this was another exciting chapter of the
non-stop
most perfect
action,
book.
heart-pounding action.
I was on the edge of my seat. I really was. I don't understand how this could be the most perfect book ever.
I mean, perfect almost isn't like, it's just not descriptive enough. It doesn't do it justice.
True,
you know?
It doesn't do it justice.
I mean, we have something orders of magnitude better than perfect.
I mean, it's such poetry, such kindness.
Makes like the works of Shakespeare look like,
I know.
Childish dribble compared to the Bible.
Yes, these prose compared to Shakespeare, I agree. And yet, we have to deal with this shit. Like, they never defend this stuff. They never defend the Bible. James, how do you even know we're brains or not brains in vats? James, how do you know about have you seen all of the transitional fossils? James, were you there at the start of the beginning of the Big Bang? Okay, calm down. You're trying to tell us that you believe in a guy who came back from the dead, right? Well,
okay, Brett. Put down the 6th grade science textbook. Look, there was nothing before. Nothing.
At least he's old, for whatever reason. Oh, he looks at the old Earth or whatever. But evolution is just, not only does it have a lot of empirical evidence, but it's intuitive to me. To me, you have to try to not understand it. I know there's a bunch of people that don't actually understand it, like in specific parts of my country. But like the vast majority on the YouTube community,
they try
in the creationist community, evangelical community, they know what evolution is. They know that simple things become more complex. You don't start with complex things and make them simple.
Yeah. Well, what Immutable's saying here, he says a lot of stories in the Bible utilizing motifs and themes from other religious texts of neighboring regions, utilizing a form of rhetoric to show why their God is superior. And that's exactly right, because if you start in the Old Testament, you would never get the impression of monotheism. You would never get the idea that there are no other gods, they don't exist, because the Bible clearly speaks about them as if they do exist. They are real things in the author's mind. They do exist. It's just that our God, Yahweh, our war God, is better than their gods. He can lift more than their gods. So you should probably only worship him. Not that the others don't exist, just that they suck compared to Yahweh. And that maintaining that position kind of got harder and harder to do as they kept losing and being sent off in exile. They kept getting defeated by their enemies. So eventually they just said, well, okay, their gods aren't even real. They don't even exist. Only our God exists, okay? And when we lose, it's because he's punishing us for not worshiping him enough. There you go. That's why we lost, because we didn't worship Yahweh enough. There you go. Or maybe there were a couple people lurking.
This is where I come in, because I'm good on my knees. I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe there's people worshiping other gods. You know, you're walking down the street, and you see somebody in a dark alley, and they come here. Like, yeah, hey, maybe Yahweh's not the best God. Really? Oh, that's blasphemy. He shall surely be put to death. He said maybe Yahweh wasn't the best God.
Yeah, our God has to have a bigger, if he doesn't have, and it has to be a he. Just have to point that out, because if it's not a he, then we're gonna lose our mind.
There you go. Oh, he has to be a he specifically.
Has to be he. I get in long debates about this for some reason. I don't know why. He. I'm sending you so much love, Tim, and sending love to everybody with us. Send love to Sumami, sending love to Flum, sending love to Immutable, sending love to Immutable, and to everybody out there, because in a moment we are probably going to wrap this up. It's been fun, but I can't imagine, James, what the fuck would be, I'm looking at the chapter, what would be the apologetic on these chapters? Well, they had shit that God's people wanted, so, I mean...
Why would they make it up? I mean, why would they make this stuff up? We get to see this was a real culture. Yeah, not everything in our culture is exciting and interesting, Amy, so not everything in theirs would be either. Yeah. The Bible gives us the complete picture.
But you would think that God had a better copyright editor. It just seems like, did you have to say all those names? Really, all of them? Everybody gets everyone gets an allotment. Woohoo! And all right, I think we're gonna send out the Fiverr. I think I saw a message I have to respond to on Fiverr from one of you, sending so much love out there, and I'll send it out. But then I think, James, anything you got coming up?
For the weekend, see what the weekend brings us. But
so the answer is mimosas. Okay. Or no, that's me. I haven't actually had a mimosa in a long time. Fiver, right down there in our skeptic. Well, we not only have our Talk Skeptic to us, where you can come on as a Patreon or channel member or Twitch subscriber, and we will make any subject that you want. But if you have your own show that you would like to have made, then come contact me at Fiverr. I think it's called Fiverr because you give someone a 5. Make more sense. Anyway, come say hello. Come say hello. And we will help talk to you about making your show a reality. But also, I think that is it. Then that I love all of you. And also, I hope you had a fun time on this Skeptic Bible Study, Joshua Cleans House, where we continued the book of Joshua as he gave Judah's allotment. He gave land. I don't know why that word is a tongue twister for me. Now you understand why I was in those classes, James and everybody. But the
What happened?
comprehension's good. Nothing. We spoke about Caleb's daughter, and I'm just trying to FUCUS. It is crazy. That is the other thing that I have realized as a teacher. I had half a bit. Now I do have a full bit for next time I go, because it's crazy. I have always told the story why I was one of the reasons why I was in special ed is because I would raise my hand and they'd say, I want to go to the bathroom. I'd be like, okay. Or they'd be okay. And then they leave. And then I wouldn't come back. I can't even imagine what would happen if I did that in my school. Like a student just didn't come out. Holy shit. And so it does give you perspective. It does give you like a, what the hell would you have done? I never was a rabble rouser. I never started fights or was a bad child. But it does give me perspective being an adult, I guess. Woo! Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, but you can make it, you can not only make a difference, because a teacher clearly made a difference, and then I eventually became addicted to academia. But, you know, I forget what the other... I am just sending love to everyone. Oh, you can get out. Clearly, you can get out. And so if you can make a difference, if I had a difference, then you can make a difference in someone else's life, whether you're a teacher, a parent, uncle or aunt. Uncle and aunts are also very... Oh my goodness. I swear to you, my nephew is going to be a meteorologist because of me. Okay. Now look, his parents, great parents. I love my brother. I love my sister-in-law. Did an amazing job. But if there's one reason why that kid is specifically in environmental science right now in college, which is crazy, but is going to be a meteorologist right here. Speaking of Borders and Barnes and Noble, check my fucking credit card debt. This kid's going to be a meteorologist. Every fucking birthday, every fucking Hanukkah/Christmas. Because we have to combine ours because we're a multi-whatever family. Woo! That's actually the best because nobody cares about religion. They are too busy eating and giving gifts and being happy to be with each other. It's amazing! All right, I think that's enough of that. Allotments from Joseph, Manasseh, Ephraim, and everybody for a land-grabbing good time in Joshua chapters 15 and 16. I do, however, want to thank my co-host, James W.
Thanks, Amy.
Woo! Along with our awesome mods who make this stream so great, and the lovely people in chat. And of course, viewers like you who make this channel even possible. If you enjoy the show and you want to help us out, I was going to say scratch my back, scratch your back. It would be a lot kinkier if we went lower than that out there, viewership. We can scratch things. I would like to like.
Good night, Tim.
Night, Tim. It's always fun having you on. A lot of you out there just have great quips, so I'm sending love out to you, to a lot of you out there in chat. Like, follow, subscribe. The subscribe button. You guys probably hear this in your sleep. I know I hear this in my sleep. Like, follow, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe. But yes, it does help. We are growing. You.
We are. We'll be up to 1,500 soon.
Exactly. We'll throw a 1,500 party. That will be fun. I'm gonna take a swig. I'm sorry. As I drop my sword. Don't do that in a battle, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goddess, like being under a waterfall.
What happened?
No, just it was amazing. Just sometimes you really need a drink. Woo! Anyway,
You like to drink right from the hose.
Oh, she does. Not him. She does. Buttercup likes to drink. She's addicted to fucking now drinking from the faucet. That's her new thing. She loves drinking from the faucet.
But you specifically like to drink from a hose-like object.
Yes. I specifically like to line a bunch of hoses up and
one after the other.
One after the other. See how many I could make spray. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is fantastic agricultural advice. I don't know where your minds are. What are we talking about? Anyway, when you do subscribe, you can then set that bell icon, that lovely bell icon. It's so lonely. It wants to be set to all so that then you can see our premieres or join our live streams. Like everyone here, what's up? Mwah. Or hey, James. This is like a really straight man's voice. Why did they have gay voices? For the people who just joined the show,
I just have a nasally voice.
But it'd be one thing if he came on here and he's like, why did they have fucking gay voices? But it's every time, James. Can I just go back to like a theme of this episode, unfortunately? Every time. It happens so often that I try and give them the benefit of the doubt every time.
Look, I found this one random person who says that they tried to transition and they didn't like it, so they ended up having to transition back. So therefore, maybe nobody should transition.
Therefore, we should not have anybody transition. Exactly.
No,
that is basically how the logic goes. Also,
there you go. If nobody does it, then nobody will regret it.
I'm also not convinced. I feel like I need follow-up stories. Like, I just know people who, when they say they stopped doing it, what they mean is they took everything they had and they burned it and they made like a big deal about it. Like, they're like, I'm only going to drink protein shakes from now on. Okay, whatever. But like, what happens is like the creeping femininity keeps on like dent. No, I don't want to wear. I kind of do. No, I don't want to. I kind of do want to wear a dress.
It's like Milo Yiannopoulos when he was counting his sodomy-free days, and he's like, no, I'm fine. It's been 4 days since I fucked a guy in the ass or something. I'm doing fine. I'm not thinking about it at all.
Once
I
again,
could go forever without ever thinking about it.
Literally, if there's anyone I could add on to my list, Milo Yiannopoulos.
People who are actually gay but in denial about it.
Yeah, well, it's literally I have, because everything comes in threes. You know, just my rule of not my rule of threes. You are either in the closet, religious, or both. What is Milo Yiannopoulos?
He's religious.
He is religious, and now James, can I tell you something? The moment that I saw Kanye West get into religion, I was like, I didn't know much about him, but I hate when people start to go into this gospel phase or whatever, and it was a phase because it became whatever the fuck that is. But it's okay. Hold on, James. We have to say a prayer. All right.
Well, wait a
Hold
minute,
on.
Amy.
Very quickly, just 21 Jump Street. Ending anti-Semitism wherever we can. All right. Our prayer is done.
Do we really know that Hitler was bad? I mean, do we really know he was the bad guy?
The only time I've ever seen Alex Jones have a moment of, I don't know, sobriety, clarity.
They say something that's even
panic,
too off the wall for him. That's his wacky meter goes off.
I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said, "You don't mean that. You don't mean that. You're just saying that because you're trying to be provocative." No, Alex. He says that because he's off his meds.
I'm sure he was bad. Yeah.
Was
yeah.
Off his meds.
I'm pretty sure he was bad, you know. He wasn't the good guy.
Wasn't a good guy. Why would you? I don't know why I do that, and then I just start thinking of.
Oh, but he liked animals. He was a vegetarian, Amy. Well, congratulations. I mean, nobody is 100% bad or 100% good, but
he's killing people while he pets dogs.
Right.
I like dogs too, but.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
What did they say when he interacted with Ken Hovind and because they're always like, oh yeah, Hitler and Stalin, they believed in evolution, therefore it's evil. Which Stalin did. I don't know if Hitler believed in evolution. Maybe he did. I don't know. But even still, Atheist Junior likes to paint paintings. You know who else likes to paint paintings? Hitler. Does that mean that it's evil to paint paintings? No. That does not compute.
They're also they also try to blame Hitler on us. Oh my God!
Atheists.
I just thought of Hitler on Ice now, which is terrible. I don't know what the fuck, but yes, they try to blame him on us.
He was not an atheist.
I want to murder the Jews.
He invoked religious rhetoric and
it's okay, folks. Hell isn't real.
Left and right, all the time. He evoked religion, and
yes, he was a Christian, and publicly, and he was a Norse pagan, probably privately,
yeah, he was like a blend.
James, as I like to call him, a theist. So don't try to push that on us. You deal with your shit.
They had Christianity kind of blended with Norse pagan.
Yeah, they do this. They have this. James, it's an ice cream blend. And all right, you have to understand. Our podcast has gone on so long that we've hit Godwin's law.
It happens.
And all right, the bell icon.
Good night, J. Mike.
Good night, Jay. Sending love, J. Mike. What's up, nerds? We're actually just about to head out, but we're going to be doing more streams this weekend. And you all should be checking out all of the streams that Chain Mike is on, as well as you guys should be checking out Mark Reid's channel, Atheist Jr., all of these lovely atheist content creators. Yeah, we also got a lot lost and a little sidetracked on that one individual and their sexuality. We roasted him for like a year, and he does it every time. And I don't even think he knows it's him. What? James, we can't all be in the sun. We need to just lay in the flowers and accept who we are.
Titan still wants to see evidence of that degree in chemistry.
I want to see Ken Hoven's degree from University of Basement. All right, comments. Wait, say that again. You lagged.
University.
Hold on 1 second. I heard the sir. Say it again.
Patreon University.
I heard Patreon. All right. I think you're saying let's get to the Patreon and all that. Yes. So, or hey, leave a comment, or you could also leave a super thanks. And we thank you. Thank you so very much. It's like a super chat, but at the end, the Skeptic and Ranting Discord server will be opening up at the Discord community. A link right in below, the link of which is nestled in our description, along with all of our fantastic supporters, like our Patreons and our channel members with our Vaving Badge system and our Twitch subscribers and the girl deck, which 2 out of the 3. Ken Hoven's on the girl deck. Oh no, he just makes girls fall to the deck. Slightly different. He hasn't come back with a big show. It's not with his whatever the hell church YouTube channel doesn't seem to be a hit. Maybe it is. Yeah.
Nah, probably not.
And all right.
Yeah, the cat is asleep right now. Gizmo's asleep.
Aww. Gizmo's such a cutie. The one kitty.
Snuggled up next to Ryder. Much to Ryder's chagrin.
Really? Oh, that is adorable. And all right. Also, yeah, Discord. You can feel the gears turning in my brain, folks. Finally, if you would like to help us make even more fun content and hit a can, the best way to do so is by checking out our Patreon at patreon.com/AVNewman. Amy Newman! Oh my god. Okay. It's in there. It might be a goober. It might happen. Shilling. Shill. But we don't do the invisible product. We'll at least try to entertain you and probably roast religion. And if you are religious, we'll at least try to roast the charlatans within your religions who are trying to make you look bad. Do. All right. I guess this is James W. I'm Amy Newman.
Good night,
and we'll see you all in the next episode of Skeptic Bible Study. Good night, y'all. Mwah.